Thank you so much, Dr. Miller and Dr. Wan. We're going to take some time now for questions. Please put questions in the chat pod. And in addition, we also did receive questions in our registration. So we'll go ahead and start with those questions while we invite those attending the webinar to post their questions to the chat pod. One of the questions is regarding retention and perhaps specifically rural retention. Yinmei, are there specific challenges for STEM?
Sure. So rural schools actually have some advantages of, about retention. They have some positive factors there. For example, they have greater sense of community or a sense of social cohesion. More teacher reported more autonomy, and also fewer student disciplinary problems. But again, rural schools also have some unique challenges to attract high quality teachers, especially teachers in the STEM fields, for a number of reasons. Those that are most frequently cited in the literature include obviously geographic isolation, insufficient mentoring and professional development support for teachers. Also increasing concentration of high-need students, for example, low-income students and students with disabilities in rural schools. So these are contribute to the challenges that faced by rural schools in attracting and retaining teachers.
Okay, thank you. We're going to go ahead now and turn to the questions that are coming in the chat pod for our participants who have joined us today. This is about the study you spoke about, Dr. Wan.
Yeah,
can you discuss how the 3-state study was able to link teacher records across data systems?
That's a great question. Now, we actually have a lot of challenge on this. Our primary mechanism for linking records across states is based on the teacher's name and their birth date. Because within each state, they have a unique identifier, but for states, we don't have their social security numbers. So we relied on names and the birth date for teachers.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Miller, we have a question for you about the risk analysis you were talking with us about. There's a question, are the risk indicators for ineffectiveness available?
I don't know if the question is, do we have the data? We don't have the data. Certainly, we're wanting to collect those data, but as far as the actual at-risk indicators, those are I mentioned a few of them, but those are depicted in our ESSA plan, and I can certainly provide those, at least the running list of what we're looking at.
Okay, and there was a follow-up question from someone else. It seems as though this has sparked quite a bit of interest. Do you have any research basis on what the risk indicators are based on? And is this written up in the ESSA plan?
Yes, so I'll answer that last question first. It is portrayed or conveyed in our ESSA plan. What we did was we looked to our advisories, particularly the teacher advisory that we have. You know, many stakeholders certainly have a voice here. We did follow research when it comes to what we are, already collecting as, for example, certification pathways. As well as, and this is one I did not mention, but this is one of the at-risk factors, and that is the site principal turnover. So that stability or the tenure of the building principal of 3 years or fewer, actually.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go ahead and move on. Dr. Miller, if you could also expand on this question that we received in our registration. One of our participants who registered said that they had found a serious housing shortage for rural teachers in research that he or she had done. Do you have any suggestions about that, the housing shortage for rural teachers?
Sure. So in Oklahoma, we see that same struggle. What we're finding is that when community knows about these issues, and particularly even faith-based organizations, that they step up in ways that can help support those educators. We even had an example in August. It was I believe the first Habitat for Humanity house built for a single woman who is a teacher. So a lot of things being said there. When it comes to the fact that teacher qualifies for this kind of housing is a message in and of itself. But yes, we do see support there, and I think it's just a matter of our local communities, in this case rural settings, knowing about the issue and finding ways to contribute and support.
Well, thank you for sharing that example. And so we have one other question from our registration, and then we'll move on to Jim. And this was related to what you were talking about, Robyn. You were talking about that it was retention was the difficulty rather than recruitment. And I was going to ask Yinmei, is pre-service locale related to retention?
There were, I do not know of any specific studies on this topic, but in the literature there were two lines of studies that might be related to this. First of all, teachers, compared with other professionals, teachers tend to be more drawn to their hometown, so they tend to end up teaching in schools that's close to where they grow up. That's one line of research. Also, for teachers their study also show that teachers where they got employed, the schools where they are employed, if the school characteristics of those schools match with the schools where they got their student teaching or are similar to those schools, that helps with retentions as well.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Miller, did you have anything to add about pre-service locale related to retention even for rural schools or in Oklahoma in general?
Well, I would just say that something that has been piloted in Oklahoma is that of a kind of a student teaching clinical experience exchange, so that those individuals possibly in an urban or suburban setting actually are placed and assigned in more of a rural setting, remote setting, in a way of kind of an exchange, like an exchange student program. And I think, we're seeing some positive effects there.